Hello, happy World Book Day. Have you written your first book yet? Well, maybe you've been thinking about it and maybe today is the day when you'll get the inspiration. So I thought I'd share just a little bit of my story of how I got my first book written and published, because it might help you on your journey. So what happened was I lost my job. So I lost my job. I was working for an amazing domestic violence charity supporting parents and children who had experienced or experiencing domestic violence and abuse. The funding ran out and I was so angry on behalf of the children and the parents. I was so upset and frustrated. And when I've been doing my work, I kept thinking there needs to be a book for young children who are experiencing living in a stormy home. Because what I saw was that the young children often, nobody was really able to pay attention to their needs. So if you are aware, perhaps, that maybe you work with children and you see that, gosh, there just doesn't seem to be a book for this, then write it. I used what I was learning in my work. So everything that has gone into my book comes from things that I did with the children, things that the children showed me that they needed, and then all the studying that I was doing around early brain development and things like that. So if you have an idea, all you really need is a burning desire, because that's what I had. I mean, it did come from this place of frustration and sadness, but that kind of fueled me. And then once I started, the ideas just kept coming in. And so I just wrote them down. And honestly, it wasn't, the actual initial creation of the book wasn't hard. Then, of course, the honing it down, that's where the tricky bit comes in. Then you might think, well, that's all very well, but how do you get it published? Well, I looked at different ways to get it published. I found them very overwhelming. So I took to Twitter and I tweeted about my book. And I just mentioned the idea of it in my tweets. And all the way through the process of creating it, there was one publisher I held at the forefront of my thoughts always, and that was Kingsley Publishers, because they publish books that are therapeutic and academic. And I used to dream about it and think, when I write my book, if I write my book, when I write my book, then I really want Kingsley Publishers to publish it. So I did not tweet them directly, but the energy behind that, I swear it worked, because I got tweeted back by them. And there began a relationship with them, an exploration. And the first time I submitted my book, so this is important to know, it got turned down, but with some suggestions. If you can do this, we'll have another look at it. So don't fall in a heap. Well, fall in a heap temporarily if it gets turned down once or twice or even 10 times. If it feels like the right book, keep working on it, keep submitting it, because then one day you will be standing in your lounge holding a copy of your book. And for me, the most important thing of all of this, and I'm sure it is for you, is that I wrote this book for the children. And to know it's out there, and to have people, sometimes when I'm delivering training with professionals, they'll say, oh, I know you, I use your book. And the children love it. The children find it really helpful. That's the bit that matters. So if you have any desire to write a book, make this the day that you start. Happy World Book Day. Take care.